How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen over here, bringing us a brand new One Piece chapter discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we're going to be talking about chapter 841, guys. Now, looking back at this chapter, guys, we are getting more and more well-deserved development for Sanji's family and his tragic past that has been showcased in this chapter. And in the later half of the chapter, guys, we're going back at it again with Luffy versus Cracker. I'm loving the way that Oda is actually showcasing these chapters, as we're getting a little bit of Sanji, a little bit of Luffy, and we're getting involved closer and closer to the wedding. Like the overall aspects of the whole Cake Island itself, there are so many tones and so many themes that are at play at hand. You know, it just goes along to say that it feels like this art, you're just wondering, please don't let it be rushed. Please don't, Oda. Let go at it slowly and smoothly, because we are all wondering as to what does, I would say, Whole Cake Island has to offer for us viewers. And I'm loving the fact that, I'm loving Sanji's tragic past. I'm loving it because Sanji is one of my favorite characters out of the whole Straw Hat crew members, and I'm loving the way he's actually showcasing and being embraced around his, actually, I would say, his royal family. And we're getting closer and closer to see how his tragic past made him the man that he really was. Of course, you know, the first tragic past that we saw with Chef Zeph, you know, was actually very, I would say, traumatizing. But with this one, it just kind of beats the cake of Zeph's as well, you know. Sanji's past has been very, very horrible. And even including with his 2-year time skip, Sanji's still went through hell. It's like Sanji's life is literally hell itself. I could see why Oda goes along with that theme of him being the spawn of Satan, basically, because of the fact that his life is basically a living hell, and he's the king. He's the king of hell, because he's able to survive these traumatic events that unfolded all around Sanji, that makes him that strong and proud character that he is. And that's what I'm loving about Sanji. That's what I'm loving. But without further ado, let's get to this chapter, guys, because this chapter was very wonderful. Now, in this chapter, like I said, we got a little bit more glimpse at Sanji's past. We got to see that Sanji, of course, he was actually barricaded in the deep dungeons of the Germa 66 Kingdom, and the Big Smoke family. It showed how after Sanji was actually put away and locked up, we actually see Judge Vinsmoke actually showing emotion to the other children. He actually gave a giant cheesy smile. He gave all of them a giant hug. You know, we never expect that out of that big villain that actually kills for a living. But no, with these creations that he created, he actually shows human emotion. Just with Sanji only is the only one that he actually has no sympathy, no empathy, nothing. He just gets nothing out of it. The only emotion that comes out of Judge Vinsmoke is anger, disappointment, pittiness. It's just depressing at the fact that Judge is actually witnessing that at hand. I mean, when I was reading this chapter, I was actually hoping that at least Judge Vinsmoke at least cut Sanji some slack, at least make him something within the family. If not an assassin, make him at least like one of your guards or something, you know, or at least something along the lines. I mean, come on, it's a family. But I'm guessing because of the fact that Oda's trying to keep that traditional assassin family with no emotion. If they, you know, if they raise out of be nothing, I can't do nothing about it. But the thing that kind of bothered me while in this chapter was that in this chapter, you know, we actually kind of got a glimpse of a little bit more of Sanji's family, and that is Reiju. Reiju herself in this chapter was actually showcased to be actually very, I would say, a good person. Now, a lot of people, I read comments down, you know, after reading this chapter, a lot of people are saying that Reiju is just pitying Sanji, and not out of love, more like a pity version. But in my honest opinion, Reiju is actually more along the lines to say it's not necessarily pitying. It's more along the lines to say that, you know, if it wasn't for Sanji's, I would say, birth defects, Sanji would have a better life. So she kind of, I feel like she actually wants Sanji to be part of this, I would say the royal family. You know, she just, it is pity, but it's just like you could tell that Sanji doesn't deserve this. Sanji was born into a very royal family, but just because he doesn't have the same strength as his other brothers does and herself, it just goes on to say that, you know, it just doesn't make sense for him to actually have that kind of torture that's involved with it. Now, it's very, very depressing though. Very depressing with Sanji. But like I said, we also got a small glimpse at Sanji's mother, and it looks along the lines to say that Sanji's mother did not have the genetic trait with the, I would say, the curly eyes. It looks like it's actually Judge Vinsmoke in this chapter. And we actually got to see that his mother was the one that actually was I would say sick, in terms of I would say genetic illness, but it's probably due to the fact that she bred like 4 freaking kids all at once. So yeah, I'd be surprised too if that mother was still alive, to be honest, and doing all that C-section or whatever she had to do to take out those kids. So props to that woman. But I'm wondering as to more what happened along with Sanji's mother. Did she actually die, or did Judge Vinsmoke kill her? Or did Sanji accidentally kill her with his own food? Because in the chapter it looks like Sanji brings her food every single day, or at least he tries to. And it seems to be that she probably had a prominent death. It looks like she's literally at death's door, but we don't know what the cause of it or what the illness was. But I'm hoping they actually give us more insights on that itself. Now, at the end of this chapter, like I said, that was the first half. It involves Sanji's family and everything else. Then the later half, it involves more with Luffy versus Cracker. Now, the fight is already reaching its climax, and we actually are witnessing nothing else. And in this chapter, guys, we are actually witnessing now. It looks like Luffy's not going to even bother to use Gear 4 against Cracker. It seems that the fight with Cracker is finished, guys. It's just finished. The reason I say this for a fact is because Cracker himself is actually losing. Now it's a battle of stamina. It's not a battle of strength. It's a stamina, guys. So Luffy is, it's hilarious to how Luffy's actually eating, I would say, Cracker's biscuit models or whatever giant things that he's actually creating. But it seems to me that the way that Oda is kind of going with this chapter, and it's the fight, I would say, with Cracker against Luffy, it's more for comedic effect. It's more for comedic effect. He doesn't want it to be a very serious fight, because I'm guessing he wants to save the more serious fights on the later chapters for more dramatic events. Because if there's too many serious fights, then it's basically that One Piece is just be about just fighting itself, and One Piece isn't about that. One Piece is about fighting pirates and hockey and monsters, everything, like every shonen aspect. But I'm assuming Oda doesn't want this arc to be just pure fights. We just barely got out of an arc that's just pure fighting. This arc is more about recruitment, and it's more of a rescue arc. It's not fighting. And if it is fighting, don't get me wrong, I would love that, but I feel like this arc isn't going to be about fighting. I mean, even Luffy has said so himself on the show, and he's just there to take Sanji back. He's not there to fight Big Mom. He's just like, no, I'm just here to take Sanji and then get the heck out of here. It's basically it. But we got to see that in this chapter, and I'm wondering that, I'm hoping that if they are gonna fight against Cracker will probably knock out unconscious, with Luffy just coming at him and probably like tickling him, or at least giving a solid one good hit. But then that's it. That's probably it. Like I said, Cracker seems like a very comic relief character in a sense. And like I said, previously, like I said in one of my previous One Piece review videos, Cracker, since he doesn't like pain, I feel like not even Luffy will probably hurt him. I would say Cracker will probably like step on a branch or a spiky thorn, and he'd just be in pain and writhing, and he's gonna be just yelling at the top of his lungs, and that's just the thing. That's just the fight itself gonna end. That's what I feel like it's gonna be. Like I said, Cracker is gonna be a comic relief character in this fight, because we haven't seen any comic relief characters throughout this whole entire chapter or this whole entire arc. It's all been seriousness. So I would say Cracker is the sole comic relief character. But I would say that's about it for the chapter. There was nothing really too much. We got skipped out of, I would say, the realism of the Garby 66 and Luffy versus Cracker. Like I said, it's now anticlimactic now. Like, it was very hype pointed with the previous chapters, but now it's being anticlimactic and it's letting us down. Like I said, it seems that we're going to be involved with something else, probably with Brook and Pedro and Carrot and Chopper. It seems there. That's what I'm assuming Oda is going to actually focus the chapter hand with these characters, and Jinbei himself. I'm hoping to see what Jinbei has to offer. We haven't seen Jinbei for the past couple of chapters, so I'm wondering what's going on with him. And if they do show him in the next chapter, I'm just kind of curious what is going to happen. What did he lose? Did he lose an arm, eye, nose, something? We don't know. We don't know that for sure. But I'm just hoping to see what Oda has to offer for us for Jinbei. But like I said, guys, these are my thoughts on this chapter. Like I said, this chapter is very, very interesting. Loving more and more about Sanji's past and more of how he actually escaped, and we're actually going to witness probably in the next chapter as to how he actually met Zeph. Well, I would say how he got to meet Zeph. We know he met Zeph like at a cruise liner and stuff. But we're slowly getting closer and closer to see how he's getting to Zeph. Maybe Sanji might die. We don't know that. Oda does kill off very important characters. Very important characters. He doesn't kill just no way, but very important characters. We don't know for sure, guys. But like I said, let me know down in the comments below, guys, what you guys thought about this chapter. What do you guys think about Cracker? What do you guys think about Sanji himself? What do you guys predictions on Reiju? Do you guys think Reiju is actually going to turn out to be a good guy? What do you guys think about that? And Let me, and always guys, as always guys, what are you guys' thoughts on actually Judge Bisco? Do you guys think that Judge Bisco is gonna change his opinion on Sanji later in this chapter? Because you know Sanji could actually be a late bloomer with his powers. So you know, if that's the case, do you think would say Judge Bisco would actually look at Sanji differently if he actually showcases his powers? You know, like I said, guys, anything can happen in this arc. But like I said, let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about this whole entirety of chapter itself and arc itself. And as always guys, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to give a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my One Piece chapter reviews if you guys enjoy it. And I would love to hear from you guys. You know, Mr. Zen loves hearing about you guys. I love it when you guys comment my videos. But as always guys, have a wonderful day. This is Mr. Zen, signing out.